build a blog to help build their business. So that's the areas I work in. My thing is called the Rock and Roll Keys to Business Success. 2015, and yeah, I'm going to let Leland in here. 2015 has been a fun year for me. 2016, all bets are off. All right. I'm not going to stick to an exact format every time. You're going to find me doing new and interesting things every month because I'm up in my game. That's why I asked the question, what would you have done if you could go back 10 years ago? If I go back 10 years ago, I would have started a lot sooner. All right. I was told 11 years ago that I should be in this business, and I waited until 2009 to do something about it. And now that I see how much has progressed in my business in the past year, I'm imagining if I started 10 years ago, where I'd be now. So many of you are waiting to get started. It's time to do that. So let's bring in my last guest here, Mr. Leland Best. Leland's a good friend of mine. He helps out Jonathan and Blab Nation a lot, as well as met him here on Blab. So Leland, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, Tim. How's yourself? I saw you a little earlier, I know. So we've been doing pretty well this morning on keeping things live and streaming, you might say.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, when you bring up that question about where were we 10 years ago, I can't even really fathom some of that. I mean, I ran a home-based business for quite a while as a designer. I was into civil engineering for a long time, a 25-year career to be exact, and did really well at home and ran with a lot of Fortune 500 companies, ran my own business, kept things going for a long time, running six figures out of the basement. But it took one of those topsy-turvy life experiences to turn everything upside down, and became an employee again for a while. So for about 6 years I did that, and then went back. I did some fireman stuff just around 9/11. Those were some things that were really impressed upon me, that I understood the meaning of service and community service to its fullest extent. And now that I'm in this marketing avenue, I've definitely developed that heart for just giving everything I've got to the public and doing everything I can to provide, what they call value, or however you want to announce that to the world. But I think I wish I would have started this 10 years ago myself. I think I would certainly be a lot farther ahead of the game. I've been doing this for roughly three and a half years now. I build websites, but it's something that I've now taken, like you mentioned, we're up in our game. Blab Nation has definitely been an avenue with live streaming. I was a DJ for a couple of years. I've got some radio and TV experience. I have a cable TV producer's license. So there's that kind of thing that I had 15 or 20 years ago that now I'm really enjoying in my, what was it, the tip and fitty was what was brought up in Robert Stern's Blab the other night. I'll be 50 in August, so 2016 is going to be a big year for me to really jump ahead and make it everything I can, because I'm halfway to a century. I better make sure that my game goes all out from here on out.
Yeah. So, and that's it. I mean, this year I will turn 50 in September this year, so myself. So I get it. So, okay. Yeah. I remember.
I don't know if you noticed, Joel Kahn was talking about making a group called the Tip and Fitty group. So I almost bought the .com last night. I should have. But you never know. It's something to consider as a pretty neat branding tactic. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be jumping in with a lot of live streaming on YouTube this year. I've decided that that's something I need. It took me a long time to get access to that, and now I just really need to utilize it. I do some 3D animation work also, which I play with as my branding. That little character you see up at the top is actually something I create in a 3D animation software. So I intend on doing a lot of voiceover work and some more production on that end to try and build a little bigger brand than what I have right now, and do a lot more playful stuff so that people can get my message in a little different format. Cool. So it should be fun.
And that's it. I mean, if we sit back and look at our lives, guys, you know what I mean? And we can all sit and have regrets that we didn't do something. Or we can start right now and look at, okay, from here on now, I'm moving forward. And I was talking on you and Jonathan's show this morning about, we guys were talking about automation. And one of the best things that I've learned is I did it for years. I did this blog while having no clue what direction I was going. And now I have it automated where it sets up to go on my Twitter feed every day. And it comes out to what old blog posts. And I'm finding out all those things that people liked about what I've done in the past. And I go, okay, now I need to incorporate this into what I'm doing now. Now that I have streamed, I'm focused, I know where I'm going. All right. Now I know what to do. Now I'm getting feedback from all these people I'm meeting now going, oh, I like that blog post you did back in 2011. Okay, and I need to do something along that line for these people. That's what they're interested in. You know what I mean? It's a great feedback.
Yeah. And I know where you're coming from for that, because I've done a lot of blog posts, but I've built probably 100 sites in my last 20 years of existence online, and there were a lot that were total failures. I mean, I started my marketing career way back when people were selling over the fax machine online. You know, it was that thing where I had a company called Shop Fax, and you would send out, you know, kind of like people do with email nowadays, where you just kind of spam their fax machines. And it was, I wasn't spamming in any way. It was like one fax a day would show up if you were on my list. But when I see where we've come from that time to now, the opportunities are so far and wide for anybody that wants to come out here and try something. I don't care what it is. If it's a network marketing business, if it's an internet marketing business, an affiliate business, a video channel, a Blab network, whatever, even a podcast now are starting to come back with this incorporation into the Blab channel. I think we're getting the live stream, and then people that miss it at least want to hear the audio of the 4 people conversing. So that's really taken a big kick up, you know, from that. So I advise anyone out there to give it a shot. You
got to get started. You got to get started, guys. So with that, Leland, I actually got to close the recorded portion of this out. So, hey, guys, it's Tim Gillette Radio Show. We are going to be here on a weekly basis here on Blab, but we're also on timgillettradio.com, all right, where it is broadcast on Radio Star Worldwide Networks, all right, and they're out of Phoenix, Arizona, and they broadcast a radio show. I've been on there for a year and a half now. We're still doing that, and then you can catch me here on Blab on usually on weeknights about 7:30, 8 o'clock Central Time, where we do a thing on Rock Around Your Blog, and it's about blogging and branding. And then Tim Gillette Radio, I see put in there, timgillette.com is my website. Please stop by there, timgillette.com. I have a free video interactive newsletter where we actually give you video tips on how to improve your blog and your brand. And guess what? At the end of each week's tips, you actually fill out a survey, and you get to pick what we train on next week. So that's the neat thing. Stop by Tim Gillette, fill that out. Until next week, ladies and gentlemen, on the Tim Gillette Radio Show, 2015 is now gone. It's time for 2016. We'll see you next year.
Great show, Tim. All right. I will leave you at that. I know you've got to close up, and I've got to do some errand running. So I appreciate you letting me on the show today, and I'll see you out there at Blab Nation.
His rock and roll keys to business success, right here on Radio Star Worldwide, produced by Star Worldwide Networks.
Sorry, Tim.
On this end too, if I can. So